Greetings, all. Shardvixen, and today's Saturday, the 17th of June. This vlog might be a bit dark, and I'll try to lighten it up a little bit in editing, but I'm doing the vlog upstairs because I've got really messy downstairs, and the boys are downstairs. So the boys I always talk about is my grandson and my son. And I'm sitting on the ground here, and so you'll see me moving a lot because it's hard for me to sit on the ground. And that's not because I'm old. It's always been hard for me to sit on the ground. Believe it or not, I used to weigh 100 pounds less than this, and sitting on the ground wasn't any easier then, except for crisscrossing applesauce, which is, you know, the way that people used to describe incorrectly, I guess, as, what was that called? Indian sitting or whatever. Anyway, so if you work in preschool, it's crisscross applesauce, which is always great to me, but that's the way it is. Anyhow, I need to say it's been a very exciting couple of days. I got involved I always watch Cobra TV, so if you're in a No Man's Sky, this is kind of a No Man's Sky thing. I always watch Cobra TV for No Man's Sky. But lately, there's been this huge thing going on in the community because there's an ARG that is going, and it's kind of so secretive. It's like this weird, secretive scavenger hunt where all the geeky people are trying to solve these these clues for this walking titan, and then it's to find out if walking titan is connected to No Man's Sky. And I know a lot of people, you'll see it all over, they're mad about it if it ends up not being No Man's Sky because they still feel ripped off. But I think for me, No Man's Sky has done the Hello Labs, I guess, and Hello Games. They've gone way above to make sure it's a more complete game. I just think people misunderstood their ideas that they were talking about. Anyway, so because of this, I did a podcast with Cobra TV. You just call in, anybody can, any of you guys can too, and then people decide they were going to sub me, which is kind of how YouTube works. You know, if you get into a community, then people want to start knowing more about people, and they sub. So this is a big hello and shout out to those guys that have subbed me, and I will have their names at the end. If you want to check out some of them that have YouTube channels that have listed themselves, those who have not listed themselves as, you know, subs, because some people are private about that, don't worry about it. But this is a big hello and welcome to my channel. I can't promise that it's anything great. It's, you know, I'm 52 years old. I can't promise. Well, I'm not yet, but I will be. I can't promise that my video gaming is all that great, and my animation is just beginning. I really enjoy it though. And then there's these vlogs. So today's vlogs, of course, and the title is Dreams and Goals. And I have always had dreams and goals. I was not a very good as we've talked about in the past. I didn't have really good connection with my peers. I've done better as an adult, but when I was younger, I didn't really. So I had lots of dreams. Of course, you had the revenge dream, as I think Janis Joplin talked about it the best, is she always wanted to go home and play at home. And then she was disappointed because she didn't get the reaction that she wanted from playing at home. So you always have to be careful of those dreams of revenge, because even if you say they're not dreams of revenge, if it's just, I just want to go back and show everybody what I could do, they always have a way of making you feel still less than accurate than they did before. An example of that is I had this goal to get a master's degree. I worked very, very hard to get 2 of them, actually. And this is not me snubbing anybody or saying I'm better than anybody or nothing like that. This is just about my dreams and goals. So ever since I was like 17 years old, I had a dream to get a master's degree to show people how smart I was, because people were always telling me how stupid I was. And if you don't, people say it in all kinds of different ways. I mean, so don't say, oh, I'm sure they didn't mean that. No, they did. Because I had a processing disorder, as I've said in the past, and things don't come out as intelligently as they go in. But I understand a lot of stuff. I mean, excuse me, I got itch again. I understand a lot of stuff, a lot more than people would think I understand. I don't always get into doing this stuff, like quantum physics. I kind of understand how quantum physics works. My son has a better grasp of explaining it than I do, and he's 13. But I understand how it kind of works and what the theory is behind it. I know what a lot of theories are. I know what the string theory is and things like that. And again, this isn't me saying, oh, look how smart I am. That's not what this is about. This is about my dreams and goals. So my dream was always to get a master's degree. Yeah, it was kind of a struggle with depression and problems with mental health. And so I tried really, really hard to get to that dream, and I didn't succeed until 2013. And it was really hard. It was really hard. And then when I achieved my dream to get my master's degrees, I got them. And my goal was to become a behavior analysis, which is you analyze behavior to explain why a behavior is being done. So if a person comes to you and says, oh, I smoke 10 packs a day and I don't know how I got there, you would help them observe that behavior to figure out why they smoke 10 packs a day. Because it's not just about them lighting up and smoking 10 packs a day. My father used to smoke, but he would start a cigarette, put his cigarette down, and while that cigarette was burning, start another cigarette. And so there was this whole thing that went on where he was constantly had cigarettes burning all the time. At the time, I didn't study it. Maybe I study it now. When I was studying behavior, you use dogs. I use dogs. You can pick animals too that are a lot. Humans and animals are still a lot alike in behaviors. There's still things that gear behaviors, and it's really, behaviors tend to be very simplistic. So I don't want to go into that. That's a whole different blog. And if you guys want to know about stuff like that, shoot me a message or comment or whatever, and I can, do the best I can on it. I can pretty much listen to how behaviors are and things and kind of make suggestions, but until you actually see the behavior and see the environment and everything, you can't do anything about it. So the other dreams I've had, so anyway, I want to be behavioral analysis. I moved with my daughter because she had my grandson and needed help, and we were going to offset my working and schooling and her working and schooling. And as is all the time in dreams and goals, things jump up and smack you in the head. And in my case, I became disabled. I became unable to do things with my right shoulder and now with my left shoulder, and they still don't know why. And then on top of that, going to find out what was wrong with my shoulders, then I found out I have fibromyalgia, and then that compounded things because it got worse. Whether it got worse because I couldn't do things with my shoulder or not we don't know. So being disabled, though, then meant I couldn't do an internship. That meant I couldn't do the things I had been planning for 5-6 years. And so I had to make new dreams and goals. So these are my new dreams and goals. My new dreams and goals is I want to be a really great animator. I want to be such a great animator for my age, or just for anybody's age, that I could get a studio going and I can hire other animators to do my ideas. Because I'm not that great of a drawer, and I use a lot of stop motion to do the ideas I see in my head. That would be a dream and a goal. I want to get my YouTube both my YouTube channels doing really well. I think well for me would be, and this is like so out of the ballpark at this point because I'm standing at 50. Actually, I think I have 54 subscribers, which is a plus. I mean, like, it always happens in a big burst, and then, then it slows down for a little bit in a big burst. So my goal for 2017 was 100. 50, I'm proud of 50, and we'll move right on. But is to have both those channels working and kind of working pretty well so that there's more of a flow. Because right now I don't have a really good flow for them. And then to learn how to work with being disabled. Because that is really hard. It's really hard to be disabled. I knew it was hard to be disabled, but it's even harder when you've not been disabled. I mean, I knew what it was like to be have mental health challenges, and that was hard. And then I knew what it was like to be a single parent and have mental health challenges, and that was hard. But I never realized how really hard it was to have mental health challenges, physical challenges, and be a single parent. Like, I'm just like, because I don't have any being of my dreams and goals were out the window. And it's not to say I couldn't do those things. I could. I have to put them aside for now until I figure out what's going on with this, with my shoulders. Animation is okay because I can do little bits here. It'll take me a lot longer than it would normally for people. I can do a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit here, and extend it out until I get it done. The vlogs, I usually try, like, I do them on, between the 2 days. So dreaming goals. So what my dreaming goals are. So when I was younger, my dreams were revenge. I wanted to come back and prove people, I got this master's degree, look at me, haha, I was smart. Then I wanted to be beautiful. I wanted to grow up, because beauty, you could do all kinds of if you had money, you can do anything to become beautiful. I wanted to be beautiful so I could go back and say, aha, you got those people that you were so mean to me, look at me, I'm beautiful. And then I wanted to be not famous, but well known. And I wanted to be a director. So a master's degree in film, probably, and a director. And then I could say, to those people, I have the money, I have the knowledge, and I am beautiful. And now you guys have to shut up. But that doesn't ever work that way. Really, what happened was I left my hometown. I moved far away, and I stopped associating with people that were mean to me. I learned how to, my goals became everyday goals. Like, learn to be happy about yourself. Learn how to have positivity for yourself. Learn how to know that you're a great person, and believe in yourself. That was something I had to learn how to do, was believe in myself, knowing that no matter what was thrown at me, and I've had a lot of crap thrown at me, no matter what was thrown at me, I had the ability to, even if I fell down, to get myself back up, even if it was a huge climb back up to that where I was at, to climb back up and start over. I have had people just be horrifically mean to me. So those were my dreams and goals. My other dream was to have a family. I wanted to have children who would love me unconditionally, because that's what children do. And then you love them unconditionally, and that's what parents do until they become adult children, and then things get a little more trickier. But I wanted to have a family, so I would have people who love me. And I did that. I had my daughter in 1991, and then I had my son in 2004, and now I have my grandson, and I have a family around me who support me. And even though I put them through the treadmill, man, I put them through the shredder. I pull them with my mental health all the time down the road. So some of my goals for my channel, that I already talked about it some, but one of them is to get some of my animation shorts, to get my blackness out, which is about my depression. To get some of my intros out with some music. I'm moving that way. And just to kind of look at, if you think about it, I'm half a century old now. We're lucky if cars last that long. We're lucky that anything lasts that long, even ourselves. And I'm trying to, you build your whole life trying to get to the point where you could retire and do all these great things, but by the time you get to that point, you're like, so I guess one of my things I would say is, if you're having dreams and goals, try to make them manageable and get them done without wearing yourself down, because once you get to this a certain point, you don't get anything back from that. You don't get anything back from it. You spend all this time, man, you put a lot of money in, maybe you got a retirement, but now you're too ill to do anything. And in a blue, your life can change. In a second, your life can change. It has, for me, quite a few times. Just, everything was going good, and then it's like lightning strikes and went straight through you and broke your heart, and then your heart died, and they brought you back, but now you can't move. You can't talk. You're in a coma. When you talk, it's nonsense videos. I mean, there's just all these weird stuff that can happen, that You get amnesia, don't remember anybody or anything or nothing that you worked really hard for. You're lucky enough to live your life out, but you always have this dreaded sense inside you that you've never done anything great. And then one day, everything changes. So that's how I look at dreams and goals. I like to make day-to-day goals. I like to make week-to-week goals. I like to make month-to-month goals, year-to-year goals. It really helps keeps my feet on the ground and kind of says to me, okay, you have a reason to wake up in the morning, you have a reason to keep moving, you have a reason to go. And I like it too because I came from such chaos as a child, and goals were one of those things they threw out all the time until all of a sudden they hit you in the head with them. Anyway, that's it. That's all. If you got any questions about my dreams and goals, one that's brand new is this year or by next year, I'd like to be doing live stream. I have no idea how to do that yet, and maybe a podcast sounds really cool, though I don't know what I would talk about. Anyway, that's it. I catch y'all on the flip side, and I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, and happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there.